Before we get started, here's a quick preview of some of the sights you're going to see on this first leg of the walking tour. If you're looking for a very special one-day itinerary in Rome, even if you're going to be in Rome for multiple days, one day, I highly recommend you do this itinerary. In fact, I created this itinerary for some friends coming into town that had not been to Rome, and I wanted to make a very special day for them, showing some of the best highlights in Rome, some of the best food. That's what this itinerary is all about. A full day from sun up till sundown. It's packed. It'll be memorable. I've got lots to share with you. Let's get started. The first leg of this itinerary is under 2 hours of walking, but we're going to spread it out over 5 to 6 hours, making sure you have plenty of time to stop and take pictures, enjoy the sights, and eat a lot of great food along the way. In the description of this video, I will leave a link to this GPS walking itinerary. It will be available on Komoot. It's an app that's free to download and free to use in the city of Rome. I will also put it on Google Maps. So either way, if you don't want to have Komoot, you can use Google Maps, or if you like Komoot, you can use Komoot. This walking itinerary starts at the Vatican City right here. We're going to first visit St. Peter's Basilica and climb to the top of its dome. Now it's very important to get off on the right foot that we start at 7 a.m. That's when the Basilica first opens, and if you get there at 7 a.m., we're going to have very minimal lines, if any at all. We're going to get in and through security within 5 to 10 minutes at the very most. That way, we have a lot of time to tour the Basilica. Not only are we skipping the lines, but we're also able to enter the Basilica when it's not very crowded, making it much more enjoyable. The idea here is to go tour the Basilica. You have about 45 minutes. If you get there at 7, you're going to get in by 7:10. You'll be into the Basilica, and then you'll have around 45 minutes or so to tour the Basilica, walk around, check it all out. It's pretty impressive. But by about 7:45, we want to get in line to the dome. We want to climb to the top of St. Peter's Dome. That opens up at 8 a.m. But if we get in line about 10 to 8, 7:45, then we can be one of the first people to the top of the dome, making that experience as you climb the stairs. And once you get to the top, it's much more enjoyable when there's only a few people up there instead of a swarm of people just kind of detracting from the experience. So we want to do both of those first thing in the morning. That's very important. If it's your first time visiting Vatican City, everybody entering the Basilica, while it's free, if you want to visit St. Peter's Basilica, you have to go through security. The security line starts right here. Let me show you. Security line is right down here. That's where the start of the security line. This opposite direction, this street here, heads to the metro, the Ottaviano metro station. So if you're coming by the Ottaviano station, super easy. Just walk down the road until you run into the security line. When it's time to go up the dome, here's St. Peter's Basilica. The line for the dome is actually right through these doors right over here. Just walk inside, follow the signs, ask for help. You'll see it. It's pretty easy. That's where you enter the dome. One more thing I want to mention. If you're going to the top of the dome, you can purchase those tickets in advance online. But the problem with the advance purchase, those time slots do not start until around 10 a.m. So you can avoid most of the lines by doing that, but when you get up there at 10 a.m., it's going to be super crowded. So if you decide to go there at 8 a.m., like I'm suggesting, you can not only avoid the line, you can also avoid the crowd, making your experience on top of the dome much, much better. Then when we get down from the Basilica, it takes like 10 or 15 minutes to get to the top, walk the stairs, whether you walk it all the way or take the elevator halfway. Then, you're going to be up there for 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and then you're going to come back down. So you're going to budget about an hour to climb the Basilica. When you come back down to the Basilica, it's going to be right about 9 o'clock. And at that time, you can then go back into St. Peter's Basilica if you want to see more of that. Maybe you didn't get enough time to see the whole thing, so you can go spend whatever time you want in the Basilica before heading to Castel Sant Angelo. Once we leave St. Peter's Basilica, you're going to walk down this very majestic street, and it really is impressive, all the way to Castel Sant Angelo, which is right here. Let's go down and take a look. From what I've seen, the lines to enter Castel Sant Angelo are never very long, so it shouldn't take you more than 10 or so minutes to get through, the ticket line if you want to tour that. If you do want to do that, got some lookout points up top. There's even a little cafe up top. Kind of a cool place to grab a bite to eat, but we're going to go to some other places that I think are better, but the atmosphere eating there in the castle is pretty awesome. So if you like to tour the castle, you do that now before heading to Ponte Umberto.
All citizens should subscribe to Rosier Roma.
From Castel Sant Angelo, we're going to walk down kind of a cool street. There's some vendors along the road, and this bridge here is called Ponte Umberto. And let me show you. There's a great view right down on this end of the bridge, right down here. There is a fantastic view of St. Peter's Basilica, one of the best in the entire city. A lot of pictures were taken from here. Anyway, you're going to see people standing there along that bridge taking pictures. I suggest you do the same. It's pretty impressive, it really is. So once we leave Ponte Umberto, it's just a short walk, maybe 5 minutes, 6, 7 minutes at the very most. You can see you walk right down the street and you'll enter into Piazza Navona, one of the most beautiful piazzas in all of Italy. Piazza Navona is spectacular. In the evenings, a lot of times there's artists and different things out there. You can go have a portrait drawn of yourself. But even in the morning, it's a beautiful piazza just to kind of roam around and check out the fountains, the churches. There is great food in the area. In fact, there's one of my favorite gelaterias, and that's where we're going to go next. We're going to head to Frigidarium. Frigidarium, the GPS will take you there, but it's basically, let me back out here a little bit so I can kind of get a little more perspective. Oh, no wonder I'm a little bit, here we are. I was a little bit disoriented, but here it is. You're going to come here from the bridge, walk into the piazza, walk through the square, and the GPS, I think, is going to take you down right over here. But right about where this thing is, this is where Frigidarium's at. The gelato here is spectacular. The fruit flavors, if you like fruit flavors, they're made with 50% real fruit. They got, guava and strawberry and all kinds of great flavors. So I really suggest you get a gelato, whether it's that or not, whether it's a fruit flavor or not, just get a gelato from Frigidarium. There's not many gelaterias in Rome that are superior to Frigidarium. Once we're ready to leave the Frigidarium, we're going to be walking down a really quaint street, really neat boutique shops on both sides you can check out as we make our way down to La Basilica di San Andrea in Valle. Now this basilica has the second largest dome in Rome, and there's even a mirror that you can look down on and get really cool views of the dome. Anyway, you're gonna be walking right past this church. There's tons of churches, tons of basilicas in Rome. This one is definitely a standout. So when you're in the area, be sure to swing into La Basilica and check it out. Now we're gonna head towards Campo dei Fiori, but on the way we're gonna swing by one of the most popular bars that's been selling pastries and great coffee for more than a century, called Bar Farnese. Bar Farnese, bar none, has the best maritozzo in all of Rome. It's freshly made, fresh cream. Be sure to swing in and try the maritozzo at Bar Farnese. Now it's time for one of the best sandwich shops in all of Rome. In fact, it's my favorite panino sandwich in Rome. It's at the Forno in Campo dei Fiori. There's nothing like it in all of Rome. Be sure to grab a sandwich. They are the best, bar none. Okay, I'm down to the last bite, and honestly, I enjoy this sandwich more than the ones at L'Antica Vinaio. They're just over the top. If you're looking for something really tasty, really good, check these out in Campo dei Fiori. Be sure to check out our travel guide. It has interactive maps to some of the best food in Rome, a 70+ page PDF, and hours of helpful video. I'll put a link to it in the description with a discount code where you can pick it all up for right around $20. After getting a panino at the Forno, we're gonna head towards the Jewish quarter. We're gonna leave Campo dei Fiori area, walking down a real cool street. Again, lots of boutique shops, things to check out along the way. We're gonna be heading into the Jewish quarter, which is just straight down here. This is the Jewish quarter here, and there's a little pasticceria. It's a Jewish bakery that's been selling pastries for more than 300 years, called Bacione. Get the Jewish pizza. I've talked about it a lot in these videos, but the Jewish pizza, every time you're in the Jewish area, the Jewish quarter area, grab some Jewish pizza. It's fantastic. It's about €5. No, it's not like Italian pizza. It's more of a pastry. They call it Jewish pizza, but it's awesome. I'm actually near the Jewish ghetto right now, and I was at the bakery where they sell the Jewish pizza. I'm down to my last bite. I bought this yesterday. This stuff's so good. Sorry to keep bringing it up, but this stuff I love it. After grabbing some Jewish pizza, we're gonna head down through the main quarter here of the Jewish quarter. It's also called the Jewish ghetto. At one time, it was more of a ghetto, but today it's a thriving area, and it's very nice. And we're gonna walk down here to Theater Marcello. This theater, I believe, was completed around 70 AD, in that period right there. Today, it's got some luxury condos up here on top, high-end stuff, but it's some of the best ruins in all of Rome run right through this area. After walking through some of Rome's most interesting ruins, the GPS then will take you to one of Rome's most famous fountains. Not the most famous, I think that's Trevi, but this certainly has its place in Rome. It's called La Fontana delle Tartarughe. That is the Fountain of the Turtles. It's right over here, maybe a 5-minute walk from there, down this little square here. It's kind of a quiet little square, tons of atmosphere. There's a chocolate shop that's located right here. You can grab some nice chocolate. If you want to get a cup of coffee or something like that, there's a little bar that's located right here. It's called the Bar of the Tartarughe. And you can just kind of soak up the atmosphere before heading to the best pizzeria in Rome, which is Pizza Florida. Pizza Florida, easy to get to. It's just maybe a 3 or 4 minute walk right out here as we come out to Largo Argentina. Right down there is Pizza Florida. Okay, we're here at Pizza Florida. This is the carbonara pizza. It doesn't look very impressive. Looks like cheddar cheese or something on there. It is the most incredible pizza. It's my favorite slice, my favorite flavor. Carbonara pizza is awesome. Pizza Florida is located right in the square of Largo, Argentina, right down here. One of the great things to do, it's kind of a takeaway pizzeria. It's not really a sit-down place. The pizza, trust me, they're fantastic. My favorite, if you're wondering, is the tuna pizza. Believe it or not, tuna pizza is unbelievable, and the carbonara pizza. But really, any pizza from there is spectacular. So just look to see what looks interesting to you. Get 2 or 3 different flavors, and then take it across the road here into the theater and look over. There's some ledges here and a couple places you can look into this area here. There's some really ruins down here that are pretty cool. This is where Julius Caesar was assassinated in 44 BC. And there's also a cat sanctuary right down in this corner. So you're likely gonna see several cats wandering these ruins here. And you can enjoy the cats, enjoy the pizza, and just soak up the atmosphere. When you're ready to leave Largo, Argentina, our next stop is not far, less than 10 minutes. Maybe less than 5 minutes. It's not very far at all. It is the one and only Pantheon right down here. Let's go down and take a look. One of the interesting things is there's an obelisk here at the square here that's actually older than the Pantheon. It was brought from Egypt, imported from Egypt, stolen from Egypt, I don't know, but anyhow, it came from Egypt. It's around 3,000 years old, and there's a fountain there where this obelisk stands on top of it, and there's stairs that surround it. You can sit down there and enjoy a sandwich. There are 2 really good sandwich places. There is the Antico Salumeria, I think it's called. It's a little old place where you can pick up all kinds of meats and cheeses. They also sell sandwiches. They're around 5 or 6 euros. And there's L'Antico Vinaio, which is a more popular place. But you know, the problem, it's located right back here. The biggest problem with L'Antico Vinaio is it's a time killer, because usually you gotta wait an hour to get a sandwich. While they're good, they're nothing that special. We just were at the Forno, which in my opinion are superior. That's my opinion. And I don't know if you want to kill an hour standing in line. And if you don't, you can hop into the little sandwich shop or the little, salami shop that's right down here, and grab a sandwich from there much quicker. Take it out to the fountain. It's all about the atmosphere anyway. So just get something to eat, hang out by the fountain. And you know, if you want to, you can even take that pizza from Pizza Florida and bring it down here, and it would still be hot because it's not a very long walk at all, less than 10 minutes. And you can enjoy the pizza right there at the fountain in front of the Pantheon, making it a special pizza and a special view. When you're ready to leave the Pantheon, your GPS will then take you to a coffee shop that's really right there in the same square called La Casa del Caffè Tazza d'Oro. It's one of the most famous coffee shops in Rome. If you're a coffee lover, be sure to visit it. And I recommend, especially if it's a warmer day, to get the granita coffee. It's a kind of like a coffee slushy with some cream on top. It's pretty special, so try that, or get something else, a pastry, regular coffee, an espresso, whatever. They have it all at Casa del Caffè. When you're ready to leave La Casa del Caffè, which is located right here next to the Pantheon, the GPS will then take you this way through this little square here where there's this column. This is the column of Marcus Aurelius. It's kind of a cool square. There's a shopping mall right here that's quite impressive that you can walk through. And then it will take you right out here to this famous fountain, Trevi Fountain, right here. Let's go down and take a look. When you're ready to leave Trevi Fountain, we're going to make our way towards the Spanish Steps. But on the way, the GPS is going to direct you towards the first McDonald's in all of Rome, which is located not far, just a few steps from the Spanish Steps. Now, I do recommend you go in there because if you've never been in a McDonald's outside of America, these McDonald's are quite a bit more impressive than anything we have in the States. It's got a huge McCafe, and it's got great tiramisu, believe it or not. So, you know, swing in there. You don't necessarily have to get anything, but if you do want something, try that tiramisu. I think you'll be impressed. And then make your way over to the Spanish Steps. Now, one thing that's a lot of fun to do is you walk up these stairs, run up to the top. You feel kind of like Rocky. Get up there on the top and you've got a great view looking over Rome. When you're done visiting the Spanish Steps, you can hop on the metro. It's right there at the Spanish Steps. There's also a taxi stand where you can grab a taxi or you can grab a bus, head back to your hotel or Airbnb, get a little bit of rest. If you started at 7 in the morning, it's probably around 2. So get a little bit of rest because this evening, I've got a great evening itinerary. It is my favorite thing to do when I'm in Rome. Absolutely love it. We've done this more than a dozen times. It's an evening you won't forget. It's an exclamation point on a great day. It'll be what is to be your most memorable day in Rome. Once you've had some rest, about 3 hours before sunset, it's time to head to Rome's Metro A line. You want to hop on the A line heading towards Anagnina, but you're going to exit at a station called Subaugusta. From there, the GPS will guide you into Aqueduct Park, where you get to walk along Rome's ancient aqueducts. These aqueducts are well over 2,000 years old. It's an incredible park. This park is loved by Romans. For some reason, it seems to be hidden from most tourists. Very few tourists actually make it out there. But trust me, it'll be an evening you will not forget. Getting there in the evening is the best time to visit the park. You get to see the sunset over the aqueducts. It's just very peaceful, beautiful beyond imagination. Along the way, you're also going to come across a nice restaurant right there in the park. The GPS will take you right past it. You can go grab a meal there. You can even stop in and just get ice cream or, you know, a gelato, aranciata, something to drink. But it's a great pit stop before heading back to another station called Portafurba, which is, the GPS will take you to it so you don't have to worry about getting lost, where you can hop back on the metro, head back to Termini, making this, I promise you, one of the most memorable days you'll have in Rome. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it, sharing it, subscribe to the channel. Our channel is all about trying to help you make the most of Rome. To the next one, alla prossima, ciao.
Hey buddy, what's wrong? You look so sad. Hey, cheer up. I have a video coming out next week. That's better.